When it comes to Alabama consumers being harassed on the phone, the most common type of harassment, and this won't surprise anybody, but that's by debt collectors. But the second most common type is a little surprising. It's by automobile finance companies. That can be Drive, it can be GMAC, Ford Motor Credit, any number of places. And there are several factors as to why these companies are just relentless in calling. We have clients that maybe in a 3 or 4 month time period will receive 1,000 calls from these car companies. And this is not somebody picking up the phone and dialing. These are all auto dialers. And whether or not they leave messages, they're certainly using auto dialer systems. And if you've looked at our other videos or read our book on stopping abusive debt collectors, you understand there's a very powerful law called the TCPA, Telephone Consumer Protection Act. And what that law basically says is that if a company is using an auto dialer or using a pre-recorded message, and that can either be a machine or it can be a human being, but it's obviously a recorded voice that is left on your voicemail, or when you pick up the phone you get this pre-recorded message. Maybe it says, please call us back, or please press number 1, or hold for the next available representative. Car companies love to use those because they're able to call you 5, 6, 10 times a day. And the law says if you gave the car company your cell phone when you opened up the loan, or in other words, when you took out the loan, then they have permission to do that. But here's the thing, you can always revoke permission. And so if a car company, even if it's your car company, is calling you 2, 4, 10 times a day, and they're using an auto dialer, pre-recorded messages, you have the right to say, I revoke my permission. You can do that over the phone, and if you do that, it may be best to record it. Make sure that you tell whoever you're talking to that you're recording this conversation. Or oftentimes they will say that. When you pick up the phone, it'll say, please note this call may be recorded. So you can record it. Or just tell them you're doing it. Or even better yet, send them a letter, certified mail, return receipt requested. You get the little green card back, costs you $6, but send that and say, I revoke permission to call my cell phone. Now understand, there can be some consequences to this. They may say, okay, if we can't call you, then we're going to sue you, or we'll write you letters. But oftentimes, these companies act like the dialer is some crazy person that they can't control. They'll say, oh, I'm sorry, we can't get you off the dialer. It's impossible to get you off. It's not impossible. It's a computer. They put you on there, they can take you off. And if they continue to call you after you've told them that you're revoking permission to call your cell phone, then it's our position that that quite likely is a violation of the TCPA. And that means every call, $500 in statutory damages. Or if it's considered intentional, and if you've told them not to, and they are still doing it, they're not accidentally calling you, they're intentionally calling you, that's $1,500 per call. So you can see the power of this law. So if you're dealing with a car company that has decided to just unleash all these calls against you and is harassing you, and you decide you don't want to put up with that anymore, revoke consent, revoke permission, and then you may have some options after that. Now, of course, before you do that, I would advise you that you sit down with an experienced consumer attorney that's familiar with this area. If you live in Alabama, you're welcome to call me. My name is John Watts. You can call me at 205-879-2447 or go to alabamaconsumer.com, or alabamaconsumerlawblog.com. If you live outside of Alabama, there's a wonderful website. It's an organization that we belong to called NACA, N-A-C-A. You can go to naca.net, and there's across the top of the website is a little button or tab that says Find a Lawyer. And you can find a lawyer in your area. Sit down, explain what you're dealing with, and then you can get some good advice as to whether it would be in your best interest to revoke consent and hopefully put a stop to the harassing robo or auto dial calls. Hope this video has been helpful to you, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.